a lot of people will generally get on blogs or talk to other owners about the pricing, and you generally hear answers of 15 to 20 cents a square foot. So to better understand where you can be at and how that affects your profit margins, I wanted to give you an example of how you should come to your price point within your business plan. So today's example is going to be a house of 3,000 square foot. We're going to charge 20 cents a square foot, and that's going to bring us to a $600 estimate for that service visit. In this example, it's just a house wash. And what I want to break down is your COGS, which is your cost of goods sold. All right, and your COGS are going to be things like labor, chemicals, the depreciation of your equipment. You're also going to have gas for that equipment. You're going to have gas for the vehicle to get there. And then you're also going to have credit card processing. Now, these are just some of the main categories. If you have other categories that you want to add to that are involved in that service visit, you can do so. For instance, if this wasn't just a simple house wash, you were adding other services on, you may have other items down here. Some of the things I want to show you is labor is very straightforward. You're doing 3 hours, 2.5 to 3 hours of work with 2 guys at $20 an hour per man. You're at $120 in labor. Your chemical costs, almost just as straightforward. You're at $2 a gallon for SH. You would factor in how many gallons of SH you're doing for a 3,000 square foot house, and that would give you your cost for your bleach. Then you would do the same with your surfactant and get the cost for surfactant on a 3,000 square foot house. Your depreciation of equipment, what you want to look at is what your manufacturer suggested lifetime is for, say, the pump on your pressure washer. If you're regularly maintaining it, it should last a lot longer than our example, but just to give you round numbers in our example, if your manufacturer said that your 40,000 PSI 4 gallon per minute machine lasted 2,400 hours, then at a $1,200 purchase price for each hour that you use, you would be depreciating at 50 cents per labor hour. Then you would look at credit card processing fee, which is going to range somewhere between 2 and 3%, and most likely it's going to be about 2.8. And then obviously your gas for your trucks or whatnot. So this is your cost of goods. So the next category that you're looking at is expenses. And the difference between expenses or overhead is going to, from your COGS, is going to be that no matter how many COGS you have right here, so COGS are representations of each individual job. If you have 55, let's keep it round numbers, 50 invoices for the month, then you may have a specific amount of revenue. If you have less than that, you may have another amount of revenue. So this may fluctuate depending on how many jobs you have, but this right here will not, right? So whether you do 50 jobs or 5 jobs, your rent is still going to be the same. Your insurance for your vehicles is still going to be the same. So you want to look at the items that are your overhead or your fixed expenses. So these are some of the items. Some of the other items that I wanted to maybe throw out there, just something that you may not be thinking of. Another fixed expense would be training. If you're reinvesting, even if you're an owner-operator, if you're investing into your education of this career path that you've chosen, or you're doing that for your crew leaders or techs, that training cost would be fixed overhead. You would have a budget for training each month or quarter, depending on how you set that up. Other items that you may look into are going to be uniforms. Obviously, we've covered office rent, but like invoicing software. So if you have a CRM, that's going to be important to make sure that you get in there, as well as things like your business license. So all of these different items can be your fixed expenses or your overhead. The difference after your COGS, when you pull out the 600, let's say that your total here for your cost of goods sold was $200. All right, so that means that it costs you $200 to provide the service. you got $400 left over, and that would put you at 66% gross. Now, gross is different than net because gross is not showing you what your actual business profit is. This is just showing you what you would have left after what it costs to provide that individual service. Your expenses come out in addition to that, and your goal is that you would like to keep, after taxes and obviously your owner's paycheck, you would like to keep your business in a 10 to 12% net profit area. So having all of this information, you can determine whether 20 cents a square foot is what you have to have based off your current setup, right? So if you are paying $800 a month in rent, then this setup may be fine for you. If you went in and changed this number to 4,000, it would dramatically affect your bottom line. And so you can make these kinds of decisions being educated and know, is it going to keep my business in a place where it's still having some type of healthy net margins, right? So the other thing you want to look at is with your market research is that can your market sustain a 20 cents a square foot charge? So if you look at your market and its income levels, if you're looking at it and it says that you're going to be somewhere around the 15 to 16 cents, and that's going to be on the higher end, and you're looking at the cost of doing business, that's the lowest you can go, then you know that you need to change something in your marketing plan. You may not be able to afford the bigger shop, or you may need to figure out how you can get SH for less than $2 a gallon. So you start being able to look into your numbers and your business plan and understand where you can cut costs and widen your margins. So I wanted to just break this down for you guys so you could better understand how you actually get to what your pricing should be. And also, this is a great thing to have because as your company grows, you'll be able to make informed decisions and determine things like, can I cut my price down to 18 cents and run some type of special? And if I do, how will that affect the bottom dollar for that time period that we're running the special? So a lot of good information. If you guys have any questions, please leave comments below in the video. And if you haven't already, please follow us on the private Facebook group, Pressure Washing Business School, and as well follow us on our YouTube channel, Trade School Consulting. Thanks guys, have a good day.